Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price. Talking to you about you and your business. I tell you, it's been an interesting show all over the map today, covering different topics. That's what I like about this program. I've had friends call me and listeners call me and say, hey, this is like a magazine. It really is like that. And we continue with that idea, that thought, as I spend time with Charles Alvarez. He's an extraordinary sales and marketing coach. He does a phenomenal job working with my media company. I can't even begin to tell you. It's kind of hard to measure how much he impacted our business and our business model. Always delighted to get him on and to meet some of the people that he's out there doing business with. And if you want to learn more about Charles, you can find out more at cornerstonebusinessacademy.com. Charles, anything you want to say about Cornerstone before you introduce your guests?
Not really. You could actually sign up for 10 free videos to take your business to the next level that are designed to find a minimum of 10 grand. And if you can't do it, we give you your money back, which is $0.00.
By the way, if you don't do the 10 videos, I say shame on you. If you're too busy to get 10 grand that quick, it's like low-hanging fruit, then I say shame on you. All right, go ahead and introduce your guests.
Very excited to have on as a guest Leslie King, who owns her own remodeling company and is truly one of the most premier remodeling companies here in Houston. Leslie, we're glad to have you.
Thank you. I'm excited about being here.
Yeah, kind of give us your elevator speech before we get started.
My elevator speech. We do a design-build. We're a design-build remodeling firm located in Houston, Texas. Mainly, most of our work is inside the city. We do kitchens, bathrooms, additions, and whole house remodels.
Ah, very good. Charles?
Well, last time I checked, there's more than one remodeler here in Houston, so you do have competition. So what makes your company so good?
I think the difference between us and the other people is that we actually care about what we do. Everybody offers quality, and that's a given, but the difference is that we think we communicate and we listen to what our clients want. One of the big differences is that when we go in and do a design, we're designing for our client, not for our needs or what we want. We're designing what the client wants. I think that makes a big difference.
So you actually listen to what the client wants?
We try very hard to listen to what the client wants. If they want a pink bathroom, we will do a pink bathroom. It's not for us to live in, it's for them to live in.
There you go. There you go. So how old is the company? And kind of give us an overview of its story, if you will.
Well, I started the company in 1995. Before that, I had become a single mom with 2 young kids, and what I wanted to do was be a PTA mom, the Girl Scout leader. So I ended up buying old homes in the Heights, and I was flipping them. I'd put an addition on the back. I hired a couple of old carpenters who taught me what to do, how you do it, what to look out for on these old homes in the Heights. And every time when I'd finishing remodeling the home, I would have a big party for all my friends and say, hey, come see, look what I did. Come buy my home. Well, after a few of these parties, people came up to me and said, would you do my home? I had never intended to hang out my shingle working for people, for homeowners, and I did. And so in 1995, in August, I decided to start working for homeowners, and I quit flipping homes at that point.
Very interesting. And what was it that made the idea of remodeling versus flipping more attractive to you?
Well, when you're flipping, you get everything is done in executive beige. Everything's the same color. Everything's neutral, muted. When you're working for homeowners, they actually have a nice budget typically, and they get to do fun stuff. So we're getting to see things that are really exciting and that are the latest and greatest out there on the market because homeowners want that.
Charles?
So tell us about the process. So let's say that I'm interested in a large remodel, and I want to come and talk to you about what it is that you do. So kind of walk me through, what does your process look like? Because when you and I had lunch a couple of months ago, I was really intrigued with how you walk a remodeling client through the process. So can you kind of describe that a little bit?
Well, the difference between us and a lot of other people is that when a client calls us, one of the first things we talk about when we meet with them is their budget. Typically, the budget is X, but it's really going to cost Y, which is a lot more than what their budget is. So what we do is we spend the time talking to the client, interviewing them, asking a lot of questions. What are you trying to accomplish here? How much do you want to spend? And what is your main goal? Once we've come up with that, we work with ways to get them as close to what they can without going or breaking their budget. It's all about compromises for the client on what they can have and what they want.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense because a lot of people, they think that, hey, this is a $25,000 remodeling job, And, I think, building price or, material prices have gone up exponentially because of the weak dollar. So I think sometimes you're a little bit shocked as to what it costs and what it doesn't cost. And it seems like y'all really educate them on, look, if for you to get this is how much it's going to cost.
Right. We get a lot of clients who want to spend $25,000 or $30,000 just on their kitchen appliances alone, and then their budget's $50,000. It doesn't work. The numbers don't work. So our job is to educate
You're going to have
them.
pretty appliances, a really ugly kitchen. So are you primarily, is most of your business in the Heights? Are you doing stuff all over town? Or
Actually, primarily our business is inside the Loop. Westview, Southampton, River Oaks, Memorial, also Tanglewood, Garden Oaks, the Heights, all of that area.
Very good. Charles?
So tell us about a recent testimonial or client story, and obviously a lot of the work you do is confidential, but just curious as to a recent testimonial that you really helped out a client.
That's a good question. One that we did recently, we did a kitchen for a client. When she approached us, she had talked to other remodelers and she had a budget. And she couldn't get people to listen to what she wanted, because what she wanted was unique. She wanted to open walls up, but she wanted it to be a French country. And so we listened to her, and she got what she wanted, how she wanted. And that's always exciting to see that when you walk in at the end of the project and go, whoa, fabulous. And that's the fun part.
That's awesome. So go ahead, Kevin.
No, go ahead.
So if somebody wanted to actually take the next steps, how would they go about doing that? Would they contact you? Would they contact one of your project managers? Tell us how that works.
Well, typically they would call the office, and I would take the phone call. If I'm not there, I'll call them back within typically that day. And we just sit down and we talk on the phone. Typically the first phone call is going to be 20, 30 minutes, just asking questions. What are you trying to accomplish? And then we set the appointment. The first appointment typically takes an hour to an hour and a half, because we need to look at the house. We need to see how they live in the house. How many people are involved in this? Are there kids? Are there dogs? Do they need if they're doing a kitchen, do they need a drop-down place for the permission slips? What are they looking for? What is their life like? That's typical.
Yeah, very good. All right. Graymark Construction Company, Leslie King, she is the president. The website is Gray, Grey, Construction.com, graymarkconstruction.com. And Charles, again, your website before we let him go.
www.cornerstonebusinessacademy.com.
And don't forget to check it all out, including this interview. We'll have it over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter. You're listening to The Price of Business.